Character is the character. It's the character of the leader. My people, Bayelsa States, my people here, the Bayelsans here, they know who has the character to bring about the dividends of democracy. They know the person that will talk and will do. They know the one that will talk and will not do. I happen to be in that class, and we're very few that will talk and do. And the people will go to sleep believing that this man has said it, this man will do it. I've been a commissioner in the States. I've been commissioner for youth and sports. I've been general manager of Bayelsa Transport Company. I have served, I have had the opportunity of running for this office as a candidate, and I did the best till today. Bayelsans will never, they know what I did with that opportunity, with that platform. So I'm coming into this race to provide leadership for progress. Leadership for progress. I've given myself a task, myself and my team. We say we are coming to protect and promote the integrity of Bayelsa people. That's a huge, that's huge. But we are determined to do it. It's a commitment. We have said also that our slogan is also, I win, you win. Meaning that you are not working for me. We are working together. Because my win, if I win the election, it's your victory also.
All right, sir. I would love to talk to you on this. When we are coming in, we saw a lot of youth. Can you tell us what program you have for the youth? Because we all know the strength of the nation is in the youth. What is your program?
Thank you. I was commissioner for youth and sports. And because of the way I related with the youth and how I advanced the cause of the youth, I was nicknamed the chief advocate, the senior advocate of the youth. So, for me, there are 3 categories of youth. I have placed them in 3 categories. The ones that can go to school, the ones that have the high IQ for education, they will be supported. From primary school, secondary school, up to the university. Presently, there is no bursary in Bayelsa State. We will introduce bursary. I benefited from bursary. And my philosophy is that if you want the child to be patriotic, you must show sign. You must show the child that you are committed to his progress. One way of showing the child that you're committed to his progress is when he's going to school. The state gives him a stipend. To say, take this 10,000, take this 20,000, support yourself on this journey. When that child graduates, that child will be committed to that state. That's the connection. That's the way I say it. That's the connection. The state must invest, whether the father is a billionaire or not. That stipend that comes from the states towards the education of that child will give the child a sense of patriotism. He will say, my state was there when I was going to school. Now that I am a graduate, I must pay back. Now that's for those that are in school. Every child, every youth must have a skill to survive, to escape poverty. Every youth must have a skill, especially extreme poverty. Every child, every youth must have a skill that he will develop to the point where he will be able to, by reason of that skill, put food on his table and fend for his family. That will also take him out of crime. Then there is this other category, gifted youths in football, in sports or creative arts whatsoever. We also have our plans for them. We will make sure that every child that has a talent is developed to become a superstar.
Okay,
so,
sir.
as Commissioner for Youth and Sports, I can measure Ikechukwu is one goalkeeper of Super Eagles. Was here. I nurtured him. He's not from this state, but he came to play here. I spotted him and I nurtured him to start up. I can tell you, many people. The girls in Falcons, Super Falcons, Bonmame Ebi, that played in this last competition in France, Fiti Kidi, they passed through me. You know, so I'm a master in the business of the picking them and turning them to become superstars.
All right, sir. On the final note, sir, you know, the process of primary is either direct or indirect. Now, whatever that the APC at the national agree to come up with, can you tell us your chances?
But for me, I stand for direct primaries. Why? Because that decision of picking the flag bearer of the party is too enormous to be left for few persons to take, especially when we have come to find out and to see that most of those decisions taken were induced by bribery. Okay, finance induced decisions. You see, you cannot get the best in that circumstance. So I stand for direct primaries. Let members, all carrying members of the party, be part of the process. That's what I stand for.
That's option A4.
The pattern of voting is option A4.
Okay.
But the process, the mode of election is called direct primary. But the pattern of voting there is option A4.
All right, sir. All right, sir. I would love to say this, sir. Yenogua particularly is the picture of the whole Bayelsa.
You're correct.
What is the program?
For Yenogua, I have a budget system that I have, a unique budgetary arrangement that I put in place to spend a minimum of 100 million naira every month on Yenogua capital city. 70 million naira, a minimum of 70 million naira on the other 7 headquarters. There is no way we put 100 million naira in Yenogua. Minimum, it could be 200 million, it could be 300 million, depending on what we see when we go in here. Because you know, from outside you cannot see everything. The minimum, there is no way you come back. Let me settle for the 100 million for now. There is no way you come back after 1 year and you see us sink 100 million every month into this Yenogua capital city that you will not see a facelift in 1 year. We would have spent 1.2 billion. You come back 1 year, you definitely see a facelift. So that's the commitment we're talking about. We are committed to it. 100 million naira every month here. And in the other 7 we have 8 local government airports. The other 7 will do 70 million naira minimum. This is not part of what local government will be doing. We are just taking developments to the local government areas because we want everywhere, every community, majority of our communities in Bayelsa State, we want to make them livable so that people will be less attracted to Yenogua. If the Saboma headquarters is made livable, many people will stay there. We are going further down. We have LCDs in Lagos. We have the development centers here. We are going further down to spend 20 million naira monthly on development at that level. And we believe that if we do this, of course we will do it it's our decentralization policy that we are driving here to keep people comfortable in their communities so that they will think less about Yenogua.
Conclusively, INEC remains the umbrella body that will encapsulate the whole process from the beginning to the end. You've had a counter with INEC.
I have, yes.
And that is an experience in your own side.
Yes.
Now, this particular time is different from when Jega was there.
When you was there, not Jega.
When you was there. Now, Yakubu is there now as the chairman. We saw what happened at the just concluded general election.
Yes.
Now, this is Bayelsa State. Isolated election. A lot of security will be deployed, so many. What confidence now do you have in INEC? One, that they should do justice to the needful. Why vote to the counts and whatever? Because now you are now at the center. Your party at the center. If you pick the ticket now, people will now be attacking you and your party. What message you want to give to INEC in order to do proper justice, to be able to give that transparent and election that international communities will be able to applaud Nigeria?
INEC under Yakub has done fairly well. The last election, yes, had issues. But you know, where there are security issues, it is difficult for INEC to be blamed. It's difficult for INEC to perform, and you cannot blame them. Okay? So here we have this is my gift to Bayelsans. That's why, because it is my annulment that has brought about this standalone election. Today, INEC will not be overwhelmed. INEC will not be overwhelmed. INEC will also not depend on ad hoc staff, because a lot of their problems come from ad hoc staff that they use. This election, INEC can comfortably deploy our own personnel without using ad hoc staff, because in Nigeria, the whole of this country, only two elections will hold on that day. One in the north and one down south. So INEC can comfortably deploy